Soundsketcher is a 2-year project that explores ways of bringing together computational, cognitive, and arts-based research perspectives. Our main goal was to develop a prototype application that can automatically convert an audio file into a graphic score to assist users while listening, analyzing, and co-creating music. At the same time, we explored cross-modal associations between sound and image, as well as creative and critical approaches to graphic scoring and speculative listening.
This is the Soundsketcher platform, which is a tool for analyzing audio files and providing graphic scores. The concept is that we have an audio file, like this is an excerpt of a Pierre Schaeffer piece. And we can upload this file to Soundsketcher. As you can see, I drag and drop here, and the system is providing a graphic score. We can play back and see how the score is representing the audio here. And now we have an option to adjust the audio features, all of the characteristics of the sound in different ways of mapping them to the sketch characteristics. For now, I will just randomize everything, and we can see that there can be a dramatic change on the way how the score is reflected now. And there are many other ways to make the score maybe more interesting and to discover new ways of representing the audio.
Soundsketcher ended up, from our perspective, the more artistic perspective, let's say, becoming not so much the actual software or a machine that scores, but more like the idea of talking about our listening and finding that as a basis of communication. So we were the Soundsketchers, let's say, and we collaborated with Soundsketcher as an in the making device. At the end of the project, we created this kind of living lab situation, which was run in collaboration with the Music for Change project, a major Erasmus Plus project that finishes kind of at the same time as Soundsketcher. And this included a series of participatory installations. One of them was developed by Magda Labropoulou, a sound artist and visual artist who works a lot with tactile aspects of sound. And she devised a series of participatory sound sculptures that people could play with based on her early trials with versions of Soundsketcher as it was in development. Then there was also a table where we were showcasing a hybrid edition of the various different scores that came out of the student ensemble experiments. So in our living lab, we also included a physical version of Soundsketcher, which was developed by Dimitris Maronidis in collaboration with Konstantinos Velenis, who devised the software and developed it as part of the project. And this was a kind of steampunk aesthetic phone booth that you could dial into, let's say. You could basically pick up the phone and then record something on the phone, and Soundsketcher as a kind of physical presence would then sketch what you were doing and print out a version of that score.
The birth of the Soundsketcher project came as a result of the interdisciplinary discussions that take place within the School of Music Studies of the Aristotle University. As it came to life, it further nurtured a multidisciplinary ecosystem of researchers, whereby people coming from more technical backgrounds had their views challenged by humanistic and art-based approaches, and vice versa. Although admittedly the coexistence of these different schools of thought was not always frictionless, in retrospect, and speaking from my personal standpoint as a researcher, it can eventually feel refreshing to depart from one's comfort zone and try to meet with these other worldviews. For one thing, it can broaden the set of questions worth asking and bring forward novel concepts for future study. Soundsketcher is a great example of the kind of research that thrives at the intersection between technology and the arts.